In this video, we are going to learn the basics of blueprints in Unreal Engine 5. The goal is to make these coins, which are going to be pickup objects for our game player. And as these coins are picked, the walk speed of the player updates. Event overlap, casting to another character, variables, and making function blocks are some more things we shall learn. Om Namah Shivaya. Good evening. Welcome back to In the Khud. This is 29 February 2024, 7:10 p.m. And of course, I don't want to go on a tangent on how it feels to be back. It feels amazing. It's just that this relationship I have with speaking to the camera in a setup like this. And now I even have like a color grade on my OBS, because in the beginning of this year I did a few live streams on this channel. Now I'm completely familiar with the entire live streaming process. This is the last 2 weeks of January, and the majority of this month were very, very difficult. Personally, a lot of things happened, and I don't want to go into that. I'm starting off this series called NotesVlog. The premise of this entire series is that I am taking Unreal Engine very, very seriously now. In the past, in around I think 2022 August or somewhere, I'm like, oh, I want to do Unreal Engine, but all those were like, it just wasn't the right time for Unreal to just pick up on my radar, if you will. I've always wanted to do this, become a proper game developer, and also all my knowledge of 3D art and 2D art, it just so beautifully flows into Unreal Engine. So bottom point is that we are taking Unreal Engine very, very seriously to the point that as if I have an exam to give, I'm studying it that way. I've taken a few courses on Udemy, but I have to do them one by one, obviously. The first one that we are doing is a course by Cobra Code, has a beautiful YouTube channel. In this particular episode, I'm just documenting the basics of Blueprint, as in for anyone who wants to know about Blueprint, just get started with Blueprint. I'm not going to go about the basics of Unreal Engine. There's this project that I've made. Following this course, I'm going to open that project. Inside of Unreal Engine, this is your third-person map. Okay, it's third-person template. Every single time that I take a break from Unreal and I get back, because I'm so into Blender, I always try like navigating using Blenders or like C4D's method. But inside Unreal, you just do WASD like you're playing a game, but you have to hold down your right mouse button. That is important. So, and I think this is like a very nice way of moving around, and you can like scroll up to make this fast or scroll down to make it slow. Okay, that is your navigation. Q to go down, E to go up. Now Alt P, or you can press this button over here, will take you into the game mode. Okay, and now you can press again press the right button, and then you can move around. And again, WASD spacebar is gonna make you jump. And yeah, it's just worth sitting and appreciating how beautiful this game engine is, that you get something like this as a starting template. As you see these three balls here, these spheres won't be in your starter template. So what happens is these are like pickup objects, and by pickup object, I basically mean like you see Subway Surfers or any such game, Temple Run, where you go into an object and it goes away. It's like a coin which you want to collect. So we're going to go for same kind of treatment. You come in here, it gets like collected. And one thing is that's also happening is the speed of the character is increasing, which is very interesting. And if I go into this final one, it will actually decrease and the character will start walking very slow. So escape to come out of that, and control plus spacebar will open the content drawer at the bottom. This was BP pickup, which is something that I was just showing. I'm going to make a new blueprint here. So right click here and say blueprint class. And if you're confused what blueprint class is, basically game development is done, like programming is done inside C++, and Blueprint is a beautiful way that Unreal Engine gives you. Like, it's kind of like how you can use Wix to build websites without knowing how to code, just moving things around. Here the difference is you have to use nodes, and which is amazing for an artist like me who's been using nodes inside Blender and geometry nodes and shader editor for a while now, so I'm very familiar. It just makes so much sense. So you can choose whichever you want, and all classes have like 600 something more classes, but we're gonna just select an actor and hit. We're gonna get this here. Naming convention, we're gonna call this BP underscore, and let me just call it coin. Doesn't matter. Once you've done that, you double click to go into the blueprint, and we're gonna dock this here. Just like Google Chrome, if you press Control Tab, you can switch between your map and your blueprint. Now over here, I'm just gonna go ahead and do what is needed, and along the way, if I can like explain things, I'll try doing that. So first thing here in this blueprint, there is absolutely nothing, and this is going very fast. Let me decrease the speed down a little. Okay, so I need to add something. So let me come in here and add, let's say we will add a cylinder because we're making a coin kind of situation, and I'm gonna rotate this on the Y, and I'm gonna scale this in the Z. Oops, something like this. Why is it snapping so much? I think snap can be turned off here. So yeah, correct. Now what happens is if you go into your map again, you bring your content browser, come in here, and this BP coin, if you come in and drag this here, it'll just be like an object inside your map, and you can just drag it around here. And let's say I put it somewhere here, so you're gonna rotate it like this, and it would be nice if you could give it a yellow sort of color. But let me go in here and cylinder material. Do we have like a metal car paint? Perfect. Can we like adjust the roughness or something? You selected okay, yeah, I can double click here, and the roughness is a 0.3. I want to make it 0. It's like shiny. I'm going to save this. So now if I come into my map, you have this coin which is yellow color. And so our idea is like right now if I do Alt P and I start playing my game, if I come in here, nothing is gonna happen. It's just gonna like block. Let's start doing some things with it. Like first thing we want to do is enable overlap. Okay, so like here there is something happening, so overlap. Let's do that. BP coin, and we're gonna come into the event graph. Now I have a few notes here if that's a bit helpful. So event begin play, if you look at the first one, is triggered one time when the actor is initialized. It could be when starting the game or when spawning the actor to which the blueprint class belongs. The more the instances of blueprint in the game, those many times hello will get printed. So this is a very simple example. Like if you come in here and drag out and say print string and say hello, if you come in here into third person map, because we have one instance of BP coin, if I do Alt P now, you can see on the top left there'll be hello printed just once because there's only one instance. Okay, print string is very good for debugging. So you can just right click here and your entire menu will come up. Like you can just search for anything that you want under this guy and it'll probably come in this menu, which is amazing. Event tick is something that updates on every single frame, and this is something you want to avoid because it can be computationally very heavy. So if I print string on event tick hello and save it, and if I go here, you see it'll keep printing, and it's printing a lot because if I escape out and I click here and say show FPS, our game is at 120 FPS right now. So every second this thing is printing hello 120 times, which you can imagine if you plug in some computationally heavy things into that event tick, it'll break your game very easily. So that's about event tick. Delete connection, hold down Alt plus click or double reroute, that's okay. So instead of begin overlap, because I said we have to make the coin overlap, you select this cylinder. I think I can rename this to coin, and you want to scroll until you find this thing here, collision presets. It's by default at block all presets, but you want to select overlap all. On component begin overlap coin. Yep, you just type that in here, and when overlap happens, let me just see if this is working. I'm gonna print string, and I'm gonna say collected, something like this. Okay, what we basically do for demonstration is take the other actor and put it into in string. Okay, this is what's happening. So if I save it here and I come in here and I say Alt P and we move into our coin, we're gonna go through the coin because we enabled the overlap, and we're gonna get BP third person character 0, which is this guy, BP third. That's a blueprint for this character. Let me try destroy first. Okay, instead of print string, I'm going to remove this, pressing delete. Oh, I think the game is on, so we can't go and change blueprints. Okay, so on component overlap, we're going to say destroy actor and destroy self. Okay, so now this should destroy, If I save it and if I do Alt P to go into a game and I move into the coin, this will get destroyed, kind of like our pickup thing. The thing that I wanted to show is that this will work for any other actor as well. So if we had, let's say, one more coin instance here, if I go into Alt P and Shift F1 to get my mouse back, detach. If we take this coin and move it here, this will destroy itself because it is currently doing for any other actor. Now we don't want to do it that way for other actor, right? We want to make sure that it is only through the BP character. So from other character, we're gonna drag out cast to BP third person character. Now you get a list of all the other blueprints, but we're gonna cast it to this. Okay, this goes here and this goes into destroy actor, so only that can destroy. So let me just come in here and check. Alt P, only BP character can destroy the coin, but if I do Alt P and detach, you will see that other coins will not be able to destroy. Okay, we've destroyed the actor, but now how do you like increase the speed? So as BP third person character, when this happens, you can drag out stuff here and you say get character I just needed this target character movement. What is this? So as this happens, you want to increase the speed. So from character movement, we're gonna drag out and say walk speed. So set max walk speed. Okay, this is gonna set, but first we need to get, because we don't know what the max walk speed is. So we say get max walk speed, and whatever the max walk speed is, from that we're gonna add. So you just drag out and say plus. We're gonna add a certain value into the max walk speed, and this destroy actor has to be connected here. So now we don't know like how much value, so we can come in here to the left side, and let me just check if OBS is going. Yeah, and come here to the left side, you can add variables. So I'm gonna say coin increase speed, just in case some overlap with the other variables in those, but that's a different class, it shouldn't matter, but okay. Coin increase speed, I'm gonna drag it here, and it says get or increase. Now one shortcut is, if you hold down control and drag it, it will get, okay, and if you hold on alt, it will set, or you can just drag it here and then choose get. So coin increase speed, this will go in here. Now this value you can set somewhere. It's boolean right now, so we're going to change this to float. Change variable type. Oh my, what happened? Now let me delete this. Unreal Engine didn't like what I did there, so I'm gonna get this. Please compile. Okay, fine. Yeah, we're gonna put this here. So this variable, now we have access here, so we're gonna increase the speed by, let's say, 500. Okay, this is what the entire point was. I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna come into my third person map again, and we're gonna press Alt P. And now when I go and hit the coin, your speed increases by 500. And one very cool thing about, I keep saying body pump in my mind with BP, is this is a blueprint. Why are we showing FPS? So one very interesting thing about blueprints is you can come in here and you can, somewhere there was make instance editable with the way, okay, it's a variable thing. So you select the variable and then you come in here and say instance editable, which is why notes are important now. Instance editable. Now what this does is, if you save this and come out here, for these instances should be having coin increase speed. Yep, coin increase speed. Oh, and you cannot see it. So I will just turn myself off for a minute. So here I just compiled it again, and then you come in here and you see coin increase speed. So with this one, I'm gonna make it, actually you can even slow the character down. So -200. So start working in slow motion. And this one is gonna be at 500 as normal. Okay. So now we save it and we say Alt P to play the game. You come in here and you see this one will increase your speed by 500. So going faster. And the other one, if I can reach, will slow you down. Oh, it didn't work, I guess. This one was supposed to slow you down. Yeah, it did slow you down, but it's not like too slow. And then we go in here, it'll be like, oh my god, what are you up to now, bro? What are you up to now, bro? Coding, basic good practices in coding. You don't want to do things like these. You want to use functions, build your systems modular. And this is a part of the reason why I love this entire process of game development so much, is because there's a lot of system building involved. And of course now I haven't gotten into like C++, proper C++ with this, thanks to Blueprints, but this is like a great starting point, and I really want to dive into C++ as well. So with that detour and a bit of side tracking, I'm gonna make this into a function. But this function is going to be on your third person, the blueprint for the third person character. And here there is already this function that I've created, so I'm not going to make it again. I'll show you how you do it. So functions, you create a function here and call it whatever you want. So increase speed. Basically did the whole thing again, like character movement. You come in here, character movement, target max walk speed. And so this is get max walk speed, this is set max walk speed. We added one, and here we drag this into the input. Just how in geometry knows how we can drag things back into group input, this will be like exposed outside in your function. So when we come in here into BP coin, we can delete all of this. And does this function have destroy in it? No, right? It doesn't have destroy in it. So we can delete all of these, and we're gonna call a function which is, now I don't know if it's a global function. It is. So yeah, call function increase speed. I'm gonna call this here. This is what has been exposed like over here by plugging this into the group input. This value is exposed here. We can just drag the variable that we created, coin increase speed, put this here, and it's basically the same thing now, but it's just a lot more neater. So the same thing should happen again if I save this and if I compile it. For some reason it's asking me to compile because I messed up once. So if I come in here, this coin will make it slower. So we're walking now, and this one will make it like 500 times faster. This will make it more faster. This one will make it even more faster. So now we're like Krish mode, and this one is gonna make it slower, way too slower. Oh, so of course there are a lot more things, like this is just scratching the surface, but with blueprints there's so much more. You double click here, you can make a reroute, and I just find it a little difficult to like move these handles, but it's just about getting used to things. There's so much more to learn, and I'm so excited with this process going forward. That is pretty much everything that I wanted to document in this session. It is great to be back. I really missed the In the Khud vlog. One thing before I sign off I want to show is I'm working on this project in Blender, very exciting. This is an entire toothbrush model that I've done. Just ignore this bristles part, but this entire toothbrush is something that I modeled, and I'm working on the bristles part. So this is like complete hair particle system inside Blender. And one very interesting thing is I've also done like dynamic hair in it. So if I see this collision cube here, this cube goes up, and when this is going up, if I can go into my solid view here, so these hair, they dynamically react. So we can make like an entire brushing animation, like teeth brushing animation, which I searched YouTube, but I couldn't find like any good tutorial for hair dynamics on inside Blender. There's some for C4D or something, but this is something that is very interesting. I want to document this in the coming episodes. So thanks so much for being in the Khud. I will catch you in the next episode. Peace.